Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, despite this bearish divergence continuing to form, a new bullish signal just confirmed for both Bitcoin and Ethereum, which I'll talk more about later in this video, so definitely stick around. First of all, starting off on the daily Bitcoin chart, and obviously right now, the price of Bitcoin is still running into this important range of resistance, which is coming into play in between around 24.3K going up towards around 25.2K. And so, as I've said recently here on the channel, it is important for the price of Bitcoin to break above 25.2K with confirmation, such as at least a daily candle close above 25.2K in order to begin the next major leg to the upside. And in that case, if we do end up seeing a confirmed breakout above 25.2K, then I would expect Bitcoin to head up towards around 28,500. But at least for now, once again, 25.2K is the main resistance to pay attention to, while the price is still below that level. And now, staying on the daily Bitcoin charts, but taking a look at this bearish divergence, which I talked about in my last video on this channel, because obviously we have higher highs in the price and lower highs in the daily Bitcoin RSI. But since my last video, we've just seen a new higher high in the Bitcoin price in the daily candle closes. And considering the RSI goes off candle closes, we need to also look at candle closes when looking at the price action for bearish and bullish divergences. And so due to the fact that we've just seen a new higher high in the daily candle closes in the price action, this has now extended the bearish divergence. But as of right now, this bearish divergence is no longer confirmed, and instead it is still in the formation phase. So it is still technically forming, because once again, we're still seeing higher highs in the price while the RSI is in lower highs. But as always, we need to confirm the bearish divergence with at least one red daily candle close, but ideally two red daily candle closes. Otherwise, we have not cemented the highs in place in both the price action and the RSI. And so essentially, due to the fact that we've seen that higher high in the price action in the daily candle closes, this has now reset the confirmation for this bearish divergence. So once again, as of right now, it is still potentially forming, but in order for it to confirm, we need to see another daily candle close in the red, but ideally two daily candle closes in the red to further confirm that we've actually cemented a high in place in the price action and the RSI. And now, while this potential bearish divergence continues to form, we have just seen a new bullish signal confirm with one daily candle close. And this bullish signal I'm talking about is, of course, the MACD flipping from bearish to bullish. And in case you're wondering, this is also on the one-day Bitcoin chart. And if you're looking at the last couple of bullish flips in this MACD indicator on the one-day Bitcoin chart, we can see just how accurate this indicator has been recently over the last few months. For example, looking at this bullish crossover that we saw late November 2022, not long after that bullish crossover, we actually saw quite a lot more bullish price action over the next few weeks. And so this bullish crossover in the daily Bitcoin MACD basically acted as a signal telling us we are seeing a return in bullish momentum, at least for the next 1 to 2 weeks or so. And obviously we saw something very similar, but more of an extreme outcome early January. Once again, we saw a bullish crossover early January this year, and not long after that bullish signal in the MACD showed up, we saw a massive return in bullish momentum over the next few weeks, obviously with one of the biggest pumps that we have seen in over a year. And then right at the end of January, we actually saw a bearish crossover in the daily Bitcoin MACD, and at that point right there was the point where we lost quite a lot of bullish momentum, and we entered into a bit more of a correction over the next 1 or so weeks, around 1 to 2 weeks. But once again, we have just seen a new bullish crossover here in the daily Bitcoin MACD, and so far this has been confirmed with one daily candle close. And so once again, this technically means we are now seeing a return in bullish momentum after this time period where, of course, we experienced some bearish momentum coming into play. So considering the fact that this bearish divergence is still in its formation phase right now and not yet confirmed as of right now, meanwhile, this new bullish signal just confirmed here in the daily Bitcoin MACD, this obviously means things are shifting even more in the bullish direction. And as I've been saying this entire time, we are still within a larger bullish trend here on the daily Bitcoin charts because obviously we are still seeing higher lows and higher highs in the Bitcoin price, which is clearly an uptrend. But of course, we are still running into that important resistance as I mentioned earlier in this video. So keep that in mind as well. We're still hitting that resistance and we have not yet confirmed the next significant leg to the upside, despite the fact that we are still within a bullish trend. And now, if you take a look at the shorter term, this right here is the 4-hour Bitcoin to US dollar chart. And over the last couple of days here, we've seen a bit of choppy sideways price action, somewhat of a pause from this massive bullish trend on the larger time frames. And as I mentioned in my last video on this channel, this was somewhat to be expected due to the fact that the RSI on smaller time frames entered into overbought territories, telling us that we're due to see a bit of a cool off in the short term. So basically a pause from the bullish trend. And in terms of support based on the volume profile indicator, we should be expecting a lot of support just above 23,000, more specifically around 23.3k, going all the way down towards around 22.8k, which is an area of support here in the shorter term. And below this area, in a more bearish scenario, if we actually see a break to the downside, then I would expect some more support down at these lows, which is sitting at around 21.5 to 21.6k approximately. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the daily ETH to US dollar chart. And right now, as of recording this video, the price of ETH is at the top end of this important range of resistance. And in case you're new to the channel, this range of resistance is coming into play in between around 1650 up towards around 1.7k. And like I just said, the price of ETH is trading towards the top end of this range of resistance, close to 1.7k at the time of recording this video. But we still need to see a confirmed breakout above 1.7k with at least a daily candle close above 1.7k in order to actually confirm this break and head up towards the next resistance, which is this small price range in between 1780 to 1.8k. And if we see a break above 1.8k, then I would expect the next major resistance to come into play at approximately $2,000. And as for support on the daily time frame, this has not changed. We still have significant support around 1.5k here on the daily chart. And now staying on the daily time frame, but taking a look at the Ethereum MACD indicator, which has just confirmed a bullish crossover like the daily Bitcoin MACD indicator. And now if you're taking a look at the last few examples where we saw a bullish crossover in this daily Ethereum MACD, first of all, late November 2022, we saw a bullish crossover here in the daily Ethereum MACD, which resulted in more bullish price action over the next 1 to 2 weeks or so. And then we saw another bullish crossover in early January this year in the daily Ethereum MACD. And obviously what came next was a massive pump in the price of ETH over the next 1 to 2 weeks. And then right as we saw this bearish crossover in the daily Ethereum MACD towards the end of January, that basically marked the pause in this bullish trend where we saw a lot of choppy sideways price action and a bit more bearish price action in the following 1 to 2 weeks after that bearish crossover in this indicator. But once again, we have now just seen a new bullish crossover here in the daily Ethereum MACD with one confirmation, one daily candle close confirming this cross in place. And simply based on what we have seen in this indicator over the last few months, we are likely going to see some more bullish momentum show up potentially in the next 1 to 2 weeks. Once again, based on this signal and based on what we've seen in recent months. And now staying on the daily time frame, but taking a look at this bull flag pattern, which I've talked about over the last few days. But once again, again, we still really need to see a confirmed breakout above 1.7k in order to confirm this technical price target, which is sitting at around 2.1k. So when it comes to the resistance, the price target, and also the support for this pattern, nothing has really changed since the last few days. So if you want to know more information about this pattern just here, then check out my last few videos. But once again, as of right now, this price target is not yet in play because we have not yet seen a confirmed break above 1.7k. And now if you zoom into the shorter term, looking at the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart, like Bitcoin, over the last 1 to 2 days, we've seen quite a lot of choppy sideways price action in the shorter term, which, like I said in my last video, is to be expected based on the RSI on smaller timeframes reaching into overbought territories, telling us that we've kind of reached our maximum limit, at least in the shorter term, to the upside here, and we're due to see a bit of a call off, which usually means choppy sideways price action to help reset this RSI to potentially give us some more room to the upside later on, considering that once again we are still within a larger bullish trend if you're looking at the daily time frame, for example. And as for support levels based on the volume profile indicator, we still have this area of support, which is mostly sitting at around 1630 to 1640, and we also have a bit of support just here at around 1670 to 1680. But if we break below this main support right here at around 1630, then in that case we would likely see a drop down towards around 1580. Otherwise, if that level doesn't hold, then we would likely see a drop down towards around 1540 to 1550, where we should be expecting a decent amount of support based on the volume profile indicator. So once again, at least right now in the imminent short term, we're looking somewhat neutral while the price is basically just chopping around sideways, experiencing a bit of a pause from the larger bullish trend, kind of like this type of price action here. But once again, when it comes to the larger trend at play on the daily time frame, for example, especially based on the fact that we've just seen a bullish crossover in the daily MACD, I am still bullish on the larger trend, also based on the fact that we are still consistently forming higher lows and higher highs, which is clearly a bullish trend once again. And now, if you want to know how to maximize your profits in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make a lot of money in crypto if the price is going either up or down, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.